Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
5 minutes early. Look at that golden sheen on the title right there.
Yes, I've been noticing that it's been shiny more. I never noticed it when I was around your place for some reason.
Whatever. Hello, everybody. You know me. Okay, no, you don't, but you know who I am. I'm Misa J, and alongside me is...
You're a Smock Wrestling Alliance World Heavyweight Champion of Picking Things, Liam Landry.
That's right, and as you can see on our title, this is our review of Fighting with My Family. This is a movie about the story of Paige from growing up in the Knight wrestling family, and basically her journey from indie wrestling, like not even truly indie wrestling, like family indie wrestling, all the way up into the big leagues of the WWE. And we're just gonna give you our thoughts and our review of the movie. Yeah, this is something we haven't done on the show yet, and we're actually doing this live, and it's gonna be a lot of fun, and we're gonna discuss and debate this movie, in a sense.
Well, let's to give you an idea of how we're going to do it. We're going to do first half of this will be no spoilers. We're just going to give some. We're going to have 3 segments here: a good, a bad, and then the general wrap up and our score. Then in the next segment, we'll give our spoiler-based review.
Yeah, spoiler-based, and we'll get more into the little details of the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
So, do not worry about listening to us in the first half. We will give you that spoiler warning to take it off, so that way, because if you want to see the show, if you want to watch the movie, we'll let you know what we thought overall, and then right when we get to the spoiler part, take us off, go watch the movie, come back, watch us again, help boost up our views and our ratings. And yeah, let's get into it. Fighting with My Family. It's about Paige, like we said in the intro to the episode. Couple good points for me was the acting. Vince Vaughn brought his A game to this one. One of my favorite things was when he was talking about what Paige's brother could become, and he was going through like 3 different emotions. And then it brought it back upon himself. I was like, yeah, that was a really good scene. That was really good. That was a really good acted scene. The Rock was The Rock, so obviously that was fun and charismatic. Let's also talk about the 2 main characters, Paige and her brother, Ryan. Ryan? Oh, drat. Zodiac. I know it's the Zodiac. Zach the Zodiac. Zach. There it was.
That's why it's the Zach attack.
Yep. Yeah. So, these 2 guys were amazing.
Named after famed TV icon Zach Morris. I don't believe that's true. I'm not saying that out loud.
Yeah, both of these guys Paige, the actress who played Paige, fantastic. 1 second. Okay, Google. Fighting with My Family, please. Thank you, Google. Alright, so we have...
Pulled up a family counselor.
We have Florence Pugh as Soraya Paige Knight, and this actress was really good in the role. She actually... I feel like the accents were a little bit off, but that didn't distract me too much because she did a fantastic job. And then, of course, Jack Lowden as Zach Zodiac, great as well. Both of these people really helped carry the movie, I thought. Your thoughts on their acting?
I thought that their acting was really well. I thought, for the most part, it was cast very well from all the characters and side characters. Yeah, so I agree with you with the acting perspective.
Yeah, and then we'll get more into the spoiler review with all of that. But yeah, that was one of my low points. Good point for you?
One of the good points was I thought they had a really good balance between comedy and more real world drama, real life stuff. Uh, it never went too far in either direction. Had a nice journey to it. From the trailer, I kind of figured that it would be more comedy based. Did you feel that way too?
I actually, yeah, through the trailer I thought that as well.
But it was a lot more balanced, and it was a very enjoyable run. I do hate that I've seen a lot of more modern movies that had comedy that kind of killed the mood a lot of the times, especially when they try to go for what was Instant Family, I think it was. I felt like comedy just kind of killed all the type of emotional build-up they had, because they have emotional build-up, joke. They didn't do that. It was as well. It was much more sorted out and balanced here in tone.
Yeah, the writing was really fantastic.
Yes, and I thought the pacing worked pretty well for it too.
Exactly.
It follows a pretty traditional setup when it comes to sports movies or athlete movies when you look at it, but it's still done very well.
Exactly. I also agree with your point there. As my final really good bit here was actually the comedy. All the comedic jokes felt genuine. They didn't feel shoehorned in, except for one. We'll get to that in a bit. They didn't feel shoehorned in, and they flowed really well. And yeah, it was a great time. My girlfriend, we watched it together, and
I was gonna throw that in my face.
Sorry. She was enjoying and having a time of her life with it. She's not a wrestling fan as much as I am, or at all. However, she was enjoying the movie from start to finish, and she was having a great time, which was fun to see. One final good one you can think of?
One final good one. I like how it also was able to get pretty serious. Like we said before, the balance, but the idea of seriousness with it came to the alcoholism, even the serious where they showed like one kid selling drugs and stuff. It did kind of like not hold back punches to try to make it more lighthearted, and family friendly, and I can definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
To give
100%.
To give more realness to it.
I guess we have to go one more good note here, and that was the family dynamic. They actually felt like a family on screen. They did the moment of the dad being a little bit out of touch because he wants his dreams to go, but then he takes a step back and he realizes, oh, okay, everything is not as great as I seem. And he has a really good arc in the film. The mom was really good. Just them being a family, actually seeing them be a family, was really, really nice and refreshing. When a lot of times you always see like a fully dysfunctional family going on in movies, these people felt like a proper family that have their differences.
It's a realistically flawed family.
Great way to say that. Man, those are the good that we noted. What are some negatives?
Some negatives. I'll go in to say we liked the acting for the most part in this film. Thought it was real good, but I do question the casting of Selena Vega as AJ Lee. I felt they probably should have just got a proper actress to do that. If you even wanted Selena Vega in as the stunt double, that can work, but she was just kind of out of her element in this character role. She's really good as her character, but trying to be someone else, it did not really translate well.
Yeah, not getting into spoilers for this yet. When Zelina Vega came on screen, it took me out of the movie completely because of how big of an AJ Lee fan I am. And I didn't see AJ Lee, I saw Zelina Vega. And that's a problem when an actress is trying to portray someone else. Florence Pugh doesn't really look like Paige, doesn't really sound like Paige, but I saw Paige. That's how good of an actress this woman was. I didn't get that same for Zelina Vega, unfortunately. And we'll get to more stuff later on with that. But another negative was the Rock stuff felt a bit shoehorned in.
Yeah, because I mean, it's mostly because shoehorned in concept altogether. Because I mean, it didn't really happen. So he kind of just has to be inserted in there. And
he
actually
produced it and all. We get it, Dwayne.
I had a joke I had a problem with that's separate from yours that I thought was a little shoehorned in. Was that when he like called up the dad saying like I'm the Rock. In there was a joke in there, and it's in the trailer, so it's not a spoiler. But he says like, "Oh, and I'm Vin Diesel." Yeah, and I was like, "Oh hell yes," because they have the problem together. We got it. So I was like, rolled my eyes a bit at that one, even in the trailer. But
and then when he goes and calls, is that a spoiler? That's too much of a spoiler. That the joke I'm thinking, that's a bit of a spoiler. That's not in the
trailers.
But there's a joke in there that I'll talk about later. That's was the one he cringy. Has a problem with. But yeah.
Though we will say it's only those two.
Yeah. But it was really funny, and I'll talk about that one too. It was really funny, but very unneeded. We'll get to that as well. But yeah, I got you.
I'd also go with another negative. I would say they had... The problem is that they didn't really try to shrink down her actual history and put it out there. They just kind of really had to gut a lot of that out there. And it not only took a lot of weight from Paige's actual story... And I'm saying mostly from NXT. I don't know about her personal life, but from the WWE point of view, not only takes a lot out of there, but even if you don't know that history, it still kind of makes her inevitable ending in here seem a little deflated. We can go more on that in the spoiler section, but it kind of takes it away from it.
And I know that. Watching reviews of people who are not wrestling fans saw it in a completely different way. So we do have jaded glasses on, especially. But like you said, there are things that happened in her WWE career leading up to the eventual finish of the movie, where it was just like, but there was so much more. But like I said, we'll get the spoilers. What? And I know there's one more negative that I had.
And I would say there's more, there's other stuff too where it's inaccuracies that distract if you understand them and know them. That kind of take out that we'll go into in the spoiler section.
Yes, indeed. And, I guess that's all for the negatives, right, for now?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Overall, give your general thoughts and your final grade.
Overall, this was a entertaining movie, a good family film, a good sports story. While it's some distracting things that comes from people who know the history, especially with her in WWE, there's still a lot to take away from this, and still really good for the general audience, which is why I look at it from the perspective of a general audience and give it an 8 out of 10.
And for me, I have a very personal history to the outcome of everything, and putting that aside, I'm an actor and that's my craft. That Zelina Vega's unfortunate depiction of AJ Lee distracted me to the point where I said out loud in the theater they should have just used the real footage. I have to give it a 7.5 out of 10 because a lot of the same points Liam here made. Great acting, a fun story through and through with great family dynamics and comedy and hardships that a wrestler would go through. The emotional toll that it took the characters and the story they went through was really, really gripping, and it kept me invested up until a certain point, and it kept my girlfriend invested, it kept you invested, and DJ invested, I do believe. So yeah, overall for me, 7.5 out of 10. All right, now that's our overalls, and that's sounded very weird. That's
our overall.
That's our overall thoughts on the movie without any spoilers. Now we're going to go straight into spoiler territory. We are not going to hold any punches. So if you haven't seen the movie and you want to,
we're going to deliver those Nia Jack punches.
Yes, we're going to face break you so bloody hard.
Yeah.
If you want to see the movie and you don't want to be spoiled, unfortunately, you got to take us off. Because we're going
temporarily.
Yes, temporarily. Then come back to this point, watch our thoughts. Are you ready?
Yes.
Because this is going to be a full-on discussion now.
Down to spoilers now.
All right. Let's go straight into Zelina Vega as AJ Lee. That actually, the reason why it got such a huge departure for me, not you, is because AJ Lee was not there. Now, I'm not talking about the woman AJ Lee. I'm talking about the character AJ Lee. None of the merch, none of the crazy maneuvers. All I saw was Zelina Vega being called AJ Lee. It was very distracting. Your thoughts?
No, it was very distracting. You talked how she didn't really get the character down correctly. And it's weird that they didn't put her in a similar costume to match.
That was when she had the coolest stuff too, with the skeletons and.
But yeah, it was an odd choice to go with that idea. And yeah, she doesn't really feel correct for the character. I would still actually say it was kind of an entertaining final fight there.
It was.
It looked better than the actual match from a movie perspective, at least.
Oh, 100%. Another negative that we couldn't really say because it was spoiler was the final match. Let's take what actually happened aside. The match that they did was fine. It was really good, really well made. What I have a problem with, the negative, is the fact that you have the people in the crowd booing and saying "you suck" when that never happened. And she stumbles on the mic and she doesn't speak. And AJ Lee has.
I didn't sit through the credits, but was Kevin Dunn in there as a producer or an editor?
I don't think so.
Because that seems like his normal trick.
I know, right? But a lot of stuff that absolutely did not happen was very distracting, which for me as a fan of that whole deal. Now, let me just go into my personal history right quick for the fans to get an idea of why it upset me. I was an AJ Lee fan big time up into her WrestleMania match. And when she tapped out one of those Bella twins to have the longest Divas champion streak going, and she was she beat the entire women's roster at WrestleMania that day, that made me super happy. Then the next day on Raw, this unknown person to main roster only watchers like myself at the time, just beating her with punch, Black Widow gets out, Paige Cutter 1, 2, 3, which is how the match actually went, made me furious. Because AJ Lee deserved so much better than that. And earned so much better than that. So, that whole out of order, out of sequence, not really happening thing that happened in the movie was distracting. Yours?
Oh, okay, my turn?
Yes.
Okay, the thing I found most distracting was the inaccuracies in the NXT history.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that a little bit before, but we can go into it more detail.
Yeah.
The backstage stuff was fine, but the fact of the matter is that she went through training, had a tag match, and then, boom, it's the Monday after Raw, and she wins the Divas title.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it makes it feel kind of unearned, even if you don't understand the backstory, but it also glosses over her entire run as NXT Women's Champion.
Mm-hmm.
And even if you want to put it as, like, maybe some quick segments before, leading up to her match with against Paige for the NXT Women's Championship, and then maybe, I would even say have, like, a training montage of building up to that. Then you can have the match against Paige when needed, and then you can just do, like, a few months later or something to show that she had a real run, and have her come out and say, like, you really deserve this title shot, you earned it. Because, I mean, in the movie, you just kind of make it seem like The Rock handed her a title.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, they asked The Rock how to become famous or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's such a random thing. Yeah.
You be the first you. That was a bit cliche. Now, let's talk about The Rock's involvement as a character. He has two of the cringiest jokes. The other one we couldn't talk about was calling somebody sex tape because he makes someone famous. That was just that wasn't really good.
Yeah. I also have negative with saying about them alluding to the idea that Vince Vaughn's character got thrown off a steel cage or Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I mean, it's pretty limited, the people who got thrown off Hell in a Cell. Unless he's
Vince McMahon rewriting history.
Yeah, and it's like, who knew Mankind was actually a trainer in
I know,
NXT?
right? Or the other joke at the end, right before the credits roll, they have the whole what happened to Paige, what happens to her brother, and it was really cool that in the movie he teaches a blind kid to wrestle,
mm-hmm.
which actually happens, and that blind kid is a professional wrestler right now. That's really cool. But there's a part in there where it goes, Dwayne The Rock Johnson had a successful career outside of wrestling, and we're like, yes, Dwayne, yeah, we know, we get it. You're just throwing that in there for your own benefit. Thank you, we get it. Another huge negative was that supposed to be Triple H?
What?
At the NXT tag team match, or right before the tag team match when she stumbles on her words and he's like, I'm gonna take you down. I forgot the tall blonde's name that she gets into a feud with.
Uh-huh.
But she's trash talking, and Paige doesn't trash talk. She stumbles a lot. But before that, there's this guy who's bald, has this beard, and he's not talking. There's this voiceover, and he's trying to make it seem. And is that supposed to be Triple H? Because that was a horrible depiction of Triple H. Why not just get Triple H?
You saying the guy who announced them to the ring?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I thought that was just a ring announcer.
Okay. Because that was distracting.
I don't think Triple H ever really had a role like that.
Okay.
In the company with NXT. He was always leave that to like a general manager or something.
Okay. Cause that was really distracting because it looked like a very smaller version of Triple H. And then you hear this Triple H sounding voiceover, which does not match what the dude is doing at all.
I don't know. I didn't hear any uhs in there. But wouldn't it be funny?
But I guess
But
not.
it'd be
but
funny if this woman came out dressed up as Charlotte.
How about Alexa Bliss?
Yeah, that was such a random thing for me too. Is because you have three women who were, not supposed to represent any actual real women, but at the same time they dressed them up as actual divas or women's wrestlers. You had a woman who came out dressed as Charlotte back in her NXT career, Alexa Bliss in her early debut, and then is it Eva Mendes or is it Eva Torres? There's two Evas.
Yeah, Torres.
Torres, yeah, the one that had
Eva
the whole thing with Zack Ryder and John
Mendez is
Cena
the
and all.
redhead, I believe. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, but it's like such a random thing. I mean, it wouldn't even make sense for them to be in there because it would have been different time periods, especially for Alexa Bliss who would come later, and Eva who was never in NXT.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but they did it, and it's like I don't know if they have these outfits just backstage, and it's like you just put on random. Because like even when you look, it's like they had the tall blonde in Charlotte's outfit, and then it's like the short blonde in Alexa Bliss's outfit, and then you had the brunette, and it's like they even look like the part, but they're not the backstories, not the names, and it's like it doesn't make sense, and it's like so distracting for me, and I don't know why they did that, and didn't also just put Selena Vega in an outfit.
Yeah, they put these others in outfits of other wrestlers, but Zelina Vega basically had her own ring gear. It seemed like.
I also felt like one of the big rivalries she had was against Paige, and he didn't really have someone that would kind of even represent Paige in there, which is weird. I know they wouldn't say it by name because it'd probably be royalties or anything, but in there they don't even have someone look. And I think maybe that has to do with the fact that Paige also wasn't that traditional model look.
Yeah.
So maybe they just didn't want to do that because they thought it'd be often. Even the show up on Alexa Bliss, she said she used to be a cheerleader. Alexa Bliss was a cheerleader. So I don't know. It was so weird that they did that, and I go with that.
Very much.
And then of course Vince Vaughn's character also isn't really your character. I mean, unless I don't know, he's supposed to be Bill DeMont. Well, he definitely wasn't Bill DeMont because I think Bill DeMont would have receipts. You remember that scene? I felt that was an actual like comeback to that. Like, I felt that seems like the only reason
we don't
had
give
that
receipts here. Apologize.
We just call people homophobic terms and threaten to shoot people. That's what we do here.
Let's talk.
Because another thing with Vince Vaughn is that he did a really great job, but he's also always Vince Vaughn. Don't you think?
Yeah.
That's very rare to see him in a movie where you can't just see Vince Vaughn.
True.
He does a great job, Vince Vaughn, the wrestler, but it's always Vince Vaughn.
Yeah. However, talking about Vince Vaughn, let's talk about another positive, which is even a spoiler. I'm pretty sure I don't know if it's I don't remember. Give me 1 second because it's right up here. Oh no. Okay, Google. Fighting with my family, please. 1 second. Don't know what happened. Just. Yes, so. It was.
Oh, actually, I saw on Twitter, Eve Elise once had a match with Ember Moon. That would be a match I'd like to see.
I do want to see that match. Alright, so Kristen, Jerry Lynn, and they don't have the other wrestler's name on here, but I think it was Kristen. She is she's about to quit the tire flip, and Vince Vaughn has this little horn. It's like press the horn and you're done. You're out of here. You're leaving. She's about to, but then Paige comes in and it's like, here's Vince Vaughn as the devil being like, no, give up. But then Paige, Jerry Lynn, and the other girl comes to Kristen's aid. It's like, no, don't give up. Keep fighting. You can do it. And it was like a really cool scene of camaraderie and overcoming your hardships and stuff, which was really, really cool.
Does raise the question, why are they doing that instead of practicing wrestling?
Don't know. I mean, we didn't really get to see we did get to see a little bit of them practicing the wrestling, but not a lot.
A good bit of it was them on their own afterwards.
Very
After
true.
class. They're like, he's not going to teach us. We better learn ourselves.
But let's talk about Mama and Daddy. Nick Frost and Lena Headey did a really good job in their roles. I saw Lena and I was like, holy crap, it's Cersei Lannister. Yay! She has work outside of Game of Thrones. Cool. So that was cool. And she did a really good job here.
I like that one funny bit with the dad and the Union Jack. When he was like talking to him about taking the hardcore matches.
Yeah. It's like, how about a trash
bowling
can to the face? It's like, I don't know. Let me feel it.
Never
Bang!
It's like, how about a bowling ball to the nuts?
Alright, one bowling ball to the bollocks. He'll do it. 60 pence. Are you kidding me? That was good. That was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a lot of good stuff. They really felt like a married couple here too. That has been through some stuff. I thought, and it was really cool how they were like, yeah, wrestling was what kept us out of all the bad stuff. I mean, they had a lot of good stuff here. A lot of good stuff here.
Did you have anything else?
I don't. I think. The writing was good. The acting was good, except for the parts that took us out of it. It was really cool to see the at the very end. You have to see the real Paige and her family, like what they really look like. Mm-hmm. That was really cool.
Yeah, clips from the documentary. Fighting with My Family.
So that was really cool. But yeah, overall, if you are a wrestling fan,
I like the other kids that they had in the wrestling school.
Yeah, that was really cool. I liked how they kept them out of the movie, so when we saw them and what they were doing, it really added something special to the film. You see,
I like the sweatshop joke.
Yeah, that was funny.
It's a sweatshop. It's like, it's not a sweatshop. In the sweatshop you get paid.
But I liked how, and then the exuberance of the father, and he has to actually be humbled. Mm-hmm. That was a really good storyline. That
I like the stuff with the brother that's in prison, and he comes out.
He's like, yeah, I always knew she'd make it. Like, really? He's like, yeah, she had something I didn't. What's that? You. Mm-hmm. And he realizes, like, I can be the one to build this stars.
He can be the sex tape.
Yeah. And that was a really cool dynamic. Which also,
pairs off with what he talked about with Vince Vaughn's character, and
that monologue was great.
Yeah,
and he showed just how great of an actor he could be. He could have that Oscar because he went through all the emotions, just like BoJack Horseman and Free Churro. He went through all those emotions there. He had the stern, like, no, this is what it is, and to the haha, yeah, that's funny, because he'd do that to the very sad when you realize he's talking about himself. Mm-hmm. It's like he did a great job, and as an actor, I respected that performance so much. Overall, if you're a wrestling fan and you have a certain emotional history, you're gonna see things to nitpick, and you're gonna get taken out of the movie. But I think you're gonna enjoy it because they did a really good job, and I know WWE Studios is ecstatic to have something finally certified fresh after all their stinkers they put out. But yeah, if you're
I think one of the ones that got more popular before this was the Oculus, actually. Mm-hmm. A lot of people like that one. I don't think it went over well with the critics, but
yeah, I think it was.
But I mean, horror movies rarely do.
True. I think it was just fan buzz that kept that one. But yeah, like I said, overall, if you're a wrestling fan and you have an emotional history, you're gonna notice some things. You're gonna get taken out of the movie a bit, but overall, you're gonna have a good time. If you aren't and you don't understand wrestling really, go watch this movie because you're gonna get a better insight of what goes down behind the scenes a little bit, just how hard and just how much it takes to become a wrestler. And if you're a wrestling fan without the emotional attachment and you want to see a really good biopic, go and watch it because you're gonna enjoy yourself. You're gonna see a lot more nuances that's gonna feel good. Any last points you'd like to make?
No, I think we covered a pretty good amount here.
Yeah, that was fun. We should do another review sometime soon. Obviously not next week because we have Fastlane to watch. But yeah, we're gonna do more reviews in the future. I feel like we should. DJ, if you are still watching, should we do more reviews? Just comment below, let us know. And also comment below and let us know what you guys thought of the movie. Let us know how you felt. Give us your own ratings. And yeah, 8, 7.5. Let's sign out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what we do, please give us those sexy likes.
And the unsexy ones.
And then share to all of your friends.
And enemies.
And then, because you really like what we do, you've already liked it, you've already shared it, subscribe to the channel. So that way you are part of the Smarky family and ring the notification bell because
you want to get notified for when we go live. We go live for our podcast, as shown with the Smarky family, every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time. We also go live for pay-per-views, like we said next week we have Fastlane, and also pay-per-views outside WWE as well. And also for videos like this, or any other type of videos or other things that we put up, polls, whatever, you can get notified by ringing that bell.
Yeah, and it goes a long way for us as YouTube creators because it helps us strive to do more and create more for you guys. So do all that fun stuff, and we also love to see comments so that way we can interact with y'all because we want to interact with everyone. Yeah, follow me on Twitter at IsaJ_STP.
Follow me on Twitter at Liam_SWA.
And yeah, send us some tweets. Send us some tweets and your thoughts too. Let's get it all started off and going. Until next time, everybody. It will be awesome.
Bye, everybody.